So.
Oh, that's true. I mean, just look at your hat.
I know. It's pretty great, isn't it?
Yeah. I have the cheap little Duluth trading hat, and it's probably not a cheap hat either. But that one looks like...
This is Eddie Bauer.
I'm pretty sure that thing came from Russia, and there's a real fox around there.
It's from LL Bean. Yeah. LL Bean, Eddie Bauer. Hey everybody, I am Chuck Rogers and my very good friend Keith Dunn, and it is the holiday season, as if you couldn't tell on your own. And we are here tonight to talk about Christmas stress, and more importantly, how to deal effectively with Christmas stress.
Where's your Christmas spirit?
So what we're going to do, our plan anyway, is to talk about 12 stress-reducing techniques for the holidays, and we're going to talk about 4 of them tonight. Here we go.
Okay.
So, number 1 stress-reducing technique, be real. The holidays don't have to be like last year or the best ever or bigger than last year. They just have to kind of be, and you do and enjoy. But a lot of times people think it's got to be bigger and better than last year. Well, remember Chevy Chase in The Christmas Vacation? I think it's kind of a Christmas classic.
I love that movie.
Well, he was working so hard for it to be, this wonderful. He kept saying, what was it? The Griswold family Christmas. The Griswold family Christmas. And he built it up so high.
This tree is a symbol of the spirit of the Griswold family Christmas.
Dad, did you bring a saw?
I think she says, Sparky, nobody can ever attain to that level. I think sometimes we kind of have to lower the bar a little bit.
Right.
It doesn't have to be as good as yet last year. It maybe won't be as good as last year. But we put this pressure on ourselves to make it bigger and better.
So the main goal in that is just don't put all the pressure of building it up so big and gifts and everything else. Make it mean something.
I think traditions and rituals will also grow and change.
Okay. Yes.
You did things a certain way as a child, and as you grow and other people aren't in your family anymore, it's hard sometimes to replicate it and make it like it was before. So I think you just have to kind of allow it to just be.
Sure.
So that's number 1. Just be real, and I would say lower the bar. Stress-reducing technique number 2. Acknowledge your feelings. If someone close to you has recently died, or you can't be with loved ones, just realize that it's kind of normal to feel sadness and grief. It's okay to take time to cry or to express your feelings. You can't force yourself to be happy just because it's the holiday season.
Dealing with a loss in the family, or even someone as close as a spouse, and going through that process, it's okay to take some time out for yourself during that time and reflect on that.
Yeah, and not see yourself as guilty. Or
Right.
I'm sad at the holidays, I shouldn't be sad. Well, if it's the first holiday without this person, it's been a real loss, and so most likely you should probably be sad. If you're not, it's okay.
Right.
But if you are, it just means you're working properly. We're going to feel sad every time we have a loss. So if you don't feel sad, I think it's okay. And if you do feel sad, I think that's okay too. Just give yourself permission to have the feelings that you have.
Okay.
Number 3, reach out if you want to.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Well, sometimes I think we try to push people into doing things that they don't want to do.
No, sure.
And I was thinking about this. We had a doctor that I was working with when I worked at the hospital years ago. It was like more than 15 years ago now. And I think it was actually Thanksgiving. And his family lived in Baltimore, and he was going to be working through the holidays.
Okay.
So he was living just off of Rivermont Avenue. And so I said to him, hey, Doc, if you want to, our door is open for Thanksgiving. And when I said that, he went, he kind of grimaced. And I didn't take it personally.
Sure.
I just thought he's probably doesn't want to be social. And I said, hey, it's okay, really. I said, you don't have to come. I promise you it won't hurt my feelings. It's just that we've got some family coming, and I knew you were going to be here for the holidays. So if you want to be by yourself, that's great. if you want to come with us, the door's open. He said, thank you.
And
he
thank
didn't
you.
come.
And he didn't come.
So I think it's okay to reach out, to ask other people to come and be with you.
Right.
I think it's also okay to reach out and, well, let me ask you. What do you think about reaching out and inviting yourself to be with somebody else?
Inviting yourself.
Yeah.
Ah, how'd you come up with that? Have you done that?
No.
I can't imagine you doing that.
No, I probably wouldn't. But if, like if you were going to be by yourself for Thanksgiving for some reason.
Right.
And you said, hey, can I come and have dinner with you and your family? I'd be gold with that.
Okay. Well, I can see because I bring so much delight to every situation.
You would
anyway.
raise the bar just
It
by
would
having
be.
your presence there. If you're really close to somebody.
Yeah, I think that's a neat thing to do.
Yeah, I think it'd be okay to invite yourself
I think
over.
so too. Yeah, it all comes down to that comfort level and feeling that level of closeness and relationship with someone before you do that. You wouldn't want to just walk up to, some person that you've always wanted to go to their house because you want to see the inside of their house and say, hey, would you like to have me over for Thanksgiving? Yeah. I've always wanted to see the inside of your house.
I'm sure it's great this time of year.
It's great this time of year.
You can also volunteer to help others at various places. Like, I volunteer every Sunday at the Lynchburg Daily Bread.
Right.
Although they typically have quite a bit of help at the holidays. It's other times during the year where we don't have the help. But certainly you can reach out and say, do you guys need help? The day before, the day of, the day after. And then number 4 is the B word. Budget your money.
Budgeting your money.
Now we sound like Dave Ramsey. Before you go gift and food shopping, decide how much money you can afford to spend. Then stick to your budget. Don't try to buy happiness with an avalanche of gifts.
That's great for people who feel that they have to one-up last year.
Yeah.
So you don't have to one-up last year. Look at what you have to spend and don't go over that amount.
Yeah, I would say that especially for parents to set aside a certain dollar amount approximately for each child. And then when you fill that up, you're done.
Yeah. You want to know something that Lisa did that was just wonderful? An idea that she came up with, instead of spending so much money on the kids, take a portion of that money and put it in envelopes. And one year when the girls were still with us, we actually gave the girls envelopes of money. And we took envelopes of money and would just go to places and look for people who looked like they could really use a boost.
Oh, yeah, that's
And
cool.
then go up and hand them the envelope.
Merry
They had
Christmas.
no idea what was in it. Merry Christmas. Lisa has so many great ideas
That's
like
really
that.
good.
Yeah, I think that's really, really cool. So maybe instead of budgeting only for the things you normally do, look at a way you can stay in that budget, but also give back.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, so that's cool.
That is good. Also, sometimes people will, give homemade gifts.
Yeah.
And I don't think it has to be chintzy or cheesy because most of us have more than we need anyway.
Right.
So if somebody just gives us a thoughtful gift of maybe a handcrafted or a food item, gosh, that really feels good.
Yeah,
I
it
thought of
does.
you in that way.
Especially
The
if
other
it
one
tastes good.
is I had another idea there. Oh, one of the things I thought of was cool is because sometimes some people have everything,
Right.
that they really need. So one of the things I did with my former business partner, Susan, I wanted to acknowledge the holiday for her for Christmas. I did a gift bag for her, but I did of her favorite things.
Okay.
And I can't now remember what all was in there. She loved cinnamon Altoids, so I put some of those in there. She had a favorite writing pen,
Okay.
just inexpensive, kind of from Walgreens, kind of a thing. That in there, and several other things that I noticed over the year that she really liked. I just had a gift bag of all of her favorite things.
Right.
So sometimes just a theme bag of some kind can.
I love that.
It's rather. It has a cost.
It does have a cost, but there's a purpose behind it. And it showed that you were paying attention.
Yeah, that meant something to her. She actually she says, you put a lot of thought into this, didn't you? I said,
Right.
yeah, I've been taking some notes.
I want to add one thing to that.
Oh, please do.
Because when you're talking about gifts that you make for someone, as the girls grew up, and even now, especially Lindsay. Lindsay is going to college.
She's really,
she's at
creative.
Virginia Tech. She's so creative. I have always told them, don't go out and buy me anything. There's nothing you need to do. If you want to do something, think of something creative. You know, one year the girls painted this nice little painting for me, and Lindsay did one for Father's Day, and it's up in my office.
I've seen some of her gifts. They're pretty great.
And she did this other thing in a picture frame, and then she did this other thing with all these inspirational sayings that she put in a jar for me and Lisa. How wonderful that is, because she took time, and it was thoughtful, and it meant so much more than anything else she could have bought.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen those. I've seen the way you talk about them and the way you look at them when you go through them.
Yeah,
it's pretty
so
great.
they always mean a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah. So there is stress reducing technique number 4.
Okay.
Set a budget and stick to it. This is what we're going to do. All right, so there you are, the first 4 stress-reducing techniques of the season. So next week, let's come back and do 4 more.
That sounds fun.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
looking
fun.
forward to it.
Absolutely.
And people will be able to take the 12 days of Christmas in chunks of 4 so much easier.
Yeah, I think so. They can only take us so much at a time.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what, if you guys have any stress-reducing techniques that you like,
absolutely.
Write us about those. Put them in the comments section below, and we'll see about putting them out on video.
And be sure to subscribe
please do.
and click that bell so you'll be notified of the next 4 that are coming up next week, and then we'll do 4 after that. So get notified so that we can keep up with you. You can keep up with us.
And like it.
Until next time.
Thanks, y'all.